Going. We're just hitting the button today. I have some thoughts. I don't have time to make a thumbnail. I don't have time to make a title. It's already, what time is it? Is it 8 o'clock yet? It's getting close. Close to bedtime. So I'm going to share where my thoughts are at. I had a talk with a friend today. I've lost friends over making YouTube videos before. Hopefully I don't lose a friend over this one. This friend is pretty philosophical. And in our talk, he said, you know what? We get to the truth by having a philosophical debate, which I agree with. That's what I like to do. That's how you get to the truth. I have other friends not interested in that. They like to keep the peace. I already know what I think. I don't care what you think. That's that. I've realized on a long enough timeline, me and those people aren't going to stay friends very long. It's not going to happen. Hey, Alex, thanks for stopping by. I always want to say thank you for stopping by. My most loyal live stream subscriber. Alex is always, yo, what's up in the comments. I appreciate it. Encouragement. I like it. I can keep it going. Anyway, me and this friend had a talk about Iran. He's on the side that the Iranian government is about to fall. You're the man, Alex. You're the man. Solid. The Iranian government is about to fall. You know what, Alex? We need to go back to the vertical streams next time. Work good with the elephant. Anyway, I'm on team the CIA. Mike Pompeo is behind what's going on in Iran. Interesting tips I learned today from Scott Ritter and from, I think his name's Mahatma Randi. Probably got your name wrong. I listen to absolutely everything you do, man. You think so too, Alex? Yeah. I think CIA is behind it. Interestingly, from what I learned from Scott Ritter today, somebody had snuck like 40,000 Starlink satellite dishes into Iran. And the Russians figured out how to crack the Starlink encryption, whatever it is that makes Starlink work. They figured that out back in Ukraine. So the Russians went through, taught the Iranians how to do that, because Iran is basically the southern border of Russia. If the CIA is able to crack Iran, then they're much easier to be able to crack Russia. Iran shut the internet down, shut Starlink down, 90% of it, and then they were able to how do you say zucchini? It's like a cucumber, right? Something like that. Anyway, they were able to go door to door, find out who else had the Starlink satellite. Once they got all those taken care of, the protest disappeared. Now, to me and Scott Ritter and Morandi and most people on the dissident, independent internet left, matching that up with Pompeo, we lie, we cheat, we stole comment that he's praying for the brave Mossad agents who walk amongst the Iranian protesters. He put that out on Twitter on, if you look at Mike Pompeo's Twitter page, it came out January 4th, 2026, if you want to go see it for yourself. Yeah, they got rid of the internet, and poof, the Iranian protests disappeared. Hey, Sonny, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. HLW brother. I don't know that acronym. I wish I did, though. I think it means a nice thing. Hi, brother. Hi to you, sir. Yeah, so they shut it down, and then they had this giant counter-protest. Counter protest. They said, Morandi said it stretched 20 kilometers in downtown Tehran. Just people being like, screw America. Not the American people, but the CIA. The people trying to overthrow their government, just like they did in 1953. Where am I from? I'm from Missouri, United States. I'm from a little rural part of Missouri, small town America. Yeah, so me and my friend were talking about this, and, we're very far away from what's going on, but it was kind of interesting that there's two views of what's going on. Probably the meanest I got was like, if it's on Reddit breaking news, I believe the opposite of whatever that is. Reddit breaking news is crazy. I hope you find one, Sonny. If you're on my stream, it shouldn't be long. Everybody who logs into my stream finds a girlfriend very quickly. Very quickly. You don't have to worry about that. It'll rub off on you, brother. I got my third child on the way. Hey. Things are looking up. Anyway, yeah. So, an interesting mix. One of my good friends. Very smart individual. We're taking the complete opposite lines of what's going on. His take was Israel is not going to be defeated. The Iranian regime is kind of a joke, and it's not long for this world. I am Indian. Very cool. She's homeschooled. I missed your comment before, Alex. That's true. I got a girlfriend second stream I watched of yours. Alex, I'm going to have to put you on the merch, dude. I'm just going to sell a t-shirt. I got a girlfriend the second Tyler McConnell stream I watched. It's that good. Oh, that's awesome. Anyway, yeah, it's Scott Ritter Independent Media versus Reddit breaking news. Those are the two strains of thought in America. But he was under the impression it was interesting to me. That would be solid. I'd wear that shirt. I'd wear it myself. He was under the impression that the 12-day war was pretty much just Israel routed Iran. And I was like, dude, I was under the impression that it was the exact opposite. I've heard numerous people saying that Tel Aviv was begging for a ceasefire because the missiles just kept raining down from Tehran region. So, I don't know. I thought I would communicate that in my stream today. Friend, if you watch this, you'll always be my buddy. Let's not let our thoughts on Iran get in between us going and getting lunch every once in a while. But it does. I mean, a talk between two people does reveal the morality. My feeling is, if you do a 1953 Iranian coup, we talked some about authoritarianism, whether authoritarianism exists or not. I'm not so much on the idea that it does. But then I thought, normally to do what people call authoritarian, like in Iran going by and shutting off people's internet because they're dissidents killing police officers and being paid by the U.S. government across the sea. If you have the backing of the people, which I think in Iran the government does, that's why they were able to do the Iranian Revolution in the 70s. If you don't have the backing of the people, I don't think you can do what people call authoritarianism. Now, this gets dark when you look at certain places at certain times in Eastern Europe. This guy, I don't know if it was a handful of people doing that. There might have been some general support amongst the population. And that's not to say here in America there wasn't general support amongst the population for the guys that wore the white pillowcase on the head. Okay? In fact, half the country is divided in two, pretty much. All right? You ain't above it. You ain't above it neither. Red, white, and blue. But yeah, you got to have the general support of the population. You can't say, would you say what we did in Venezuela was valid? No, man. No, man. I wouldn't. I would say it's about the oil. It's infringing on the sovereignty of Venezuela. And it's kind of funny that ExxonMobil, I believe they told Trump that Venezuela was uninvestable. If you've had two nationalization efforts, they nationalized the oil. I think in Venezuela, was it in the 40s, 50s the first time? I don't know the exact year. The first time. If you guys don't know what nationalization is, that's where the government says the oil of Venezuela belongs to the people of Venezuela. These foreign companies, Wall Street oil banks, or in Iran, it was British Petroleum, can't come into our country and take our natural resources and, pay us pennies, and then they go sell it for dollars. Not going to happen. It's going to get nationalized. We're going to use that. We're going to build public government companies that produce this oil, sell this oil, and we're going to use the money to provide for our own people. This is the quickest way to get the CIA to come knocking on your door. That's what happened in Venezuela. That's what happened in Iran. From what I understand, their nationalization movements, the original ones, were like within 10 years of each other. One happened in Venezuela, and then Mossadegh tried to do it in Iran. The CIA had its first coup ever in Iran. If you look up Iranian coup 1953. Under the Ayatollah Khomeini, the Iranian Revolution, the people supported Khomeini, renationalized the oil in the 70s, and kicked out the Shah. The Shah was a dictator backed by America that we installed in 1953 after the coup of Mossadegh, the democratically elected president of Iran. Iran was, before that, they had communist parties, socialist parties. They were very progressive leftists. Dare I say liberal. You can see they always say, you can see old videos of women wearing skirts in Tehran and all that. Why did it go so hardcore Islamic? Well, they were the people willing to fight for their own country, which makes sense. Liberal sellouts kind of, they're not willing to take up the gun and die for anything. And the people that are serious about their religion are. So that's what happened in Iran. That's the way the revolution happened. That's how it expressed itself. In Venezuela, it was more of a socialist, nationalist flavor, Chavista movement. But at the end of the day, it's people sticking up for themselves is what I see it as, whether it's religious or secular, whether it's socialist or Islamic, or a mix of both, like Nicaragua, Christian socialist country. Venezuela is a mix of that as well. Fidel wrote that great book, or interview, somebody put it together, a great book on Fidel Castro and Christianity. There is quite a bit of overlap with Jesus, and that's why I put that icon on my books and streams of the cross and the sickle, because to me, Christianity is the moral heart of it. What is it in Venezuela at the Colombian border? Is that the ELN, the black-red group there? Christianity is the heart of it. Why you want to fight and die for the poor, be willing to at least, because you're living a spiritual life here. And the point of life is to have courage and do what you know you need to do, regardless of the fear of death or torture or pain or whatever, loss. And then Marxism-Leninism is the philosophical system that's actually brought that about in real life. And those two things put together can make things happen. I think for the good of the poor. And that's where my heart has always been at. I always think the rich are lying to me in some way. And when I figured out that they were the ones, the oil companies who set up the CIA, I didn't have much trust in them anymore, especially after I saw Pompeo brag to me that they lie, cheat, and steal. And might have already helped set up the Israel and help them get nuclear weapons and what else? Kennedy, things like that. Way to go, Alex. That's what's important, dude. Listen to me play Fortnite together. You get a victory royale. You get a girlfriend on the second stream. You already had a crown. We're winning, brother. We're winning. The luck of a stream. Absolutely. This kid's got it figured out. You stick around here, guys. You're gonna turn your life around. It's kind of like one of those televangelists, evangelical, preacher, Tammy Faye Baker. I'm like that, except I'm not full of and I'm not gonna beg you for your seed money. I mean, if you want to open up the wallet, it's okay. Look at Alex here, turning his life around. But anyway, yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. Other thing I was going to talk about, interesting cryptos I'm looking at. Monad, very fast, replacing Ethereum. Monero has been blowing up. And there's a small one created by the creator of Monero, one of the main creators, Fluffy Pony, called Tari. And Tari has less than a $10 million market cap, and it is blowing up in the wake of Monero. Very exciting. So that's a little investment, not advice. We don't give those. Never. Investment news things. Where are you from? I am from Missouri in the United States. That's where I'm from. A little small town in southeast Missouri. Thank you guys for dropping in, checking out the stream. If by some miracle you are a class trader and you are worth millions of dollars or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, I wouldn't feel bad about that. Alex, I don't think I can say that on my stream because I am not a certified financial advisor. But I will say I'm interested in the ones I just talked about. I'm interested in them. Privacy coin's going to be big in 2026 because we are, diving headlong into, hell world. So surveillance state, 1984 stuff. So, but yeah, thank you guys. There are ways to support the channel in the description, but like I said, most of us are broke. I'm just glad you're hanging out with me. I'm glad great things are happening in your life. And Alex is my witness. It'll happen for all of you. Tune into the stream. Mr. Wonderful the Cat, what's up with you, man? Thank you for dropping in and saying hello. And anyway, thank you guys so much. I made my wife salmon and some roasted broccoli tonight. I was very proud of that. I'm doing another 3-day fast. According to the AI, if I do a 3-day fast once a month in about a year, I should lose, dare I say, about 10 inches off my waist. I'd be looking high school thin again. Nah, my 5-year-old would no longer poke me and go, "Squiffy, squiffy, squiffy, Dad, squiffy, ooh, squiffy." I'm doing good, man. You have a good night too, Alex. So I'm working on that. I'm fasting. We'll eat again Wednesday night. I'm in the middle of that right now, but I made a great meal for my wife. I was proud of myself. And really, it didn't make me hungry. What makes me hungry is sitting around doing nothing. And it's kind of interesting. The longer I fast, it actually makes you sharper. I think because evolutionarily, it was like a cue, like, yo, you got to hunt, man. Go kill something. Get it. So tonight will be the hardest to go to sleep, and I'll be the most thinking about food. The second night, a little bit hard. Third night, I always feel like I could go for 4 if I wanted to, but it's supposed to be bad for your hormones, thyroid, all that. So 72 hours, that's a sweet spot. Once a month, that's a sweet spot. Keep doing the zone 2. I need to tell you guys about, I'm doing the Reddit routine, kind of like gymnast body weight calisthenics routine. I need to make a part 2 about that. for my fitness video. But yeah, just put a lot of irons in the fire, a little bit of crypto, a little bit of losing weight, a whole lot of geopolitics, a whole lot of communism, Christian communism. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And just having fun, enjoying life. That's what's most important. You know what I mean? That's what the political people get wrong. I think they're just so serious all the time. You got to be serious. But, you know, Mark Twain was serious, and he had a lot of fun. Both at the same time. That's the way to make it work. That's the charisma. That is the propaganda of the funny deed. Not the mean deed, the funny deed. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. Peace! Are you sure you want to end streaming? You bet.